Hello guys, Gene here with G Squared Tactical. What we'll be taking a look at today is the Taurus TX22 Compact. Yes, Taurus has had several other versions of this. Some people say, what's the point in having a compact 22? You know, most people just use it for sporting, plinking, things of that nature. But of course, this was developed as the smaller version of the older TX22 and the TX22 competition models that has the optic plate on top of the gun, and we have done some reviews on those as well. This one features a 3.6-inch alloy steel barrel, gives it an overall length of just 6.7 inches. In terms of dimension, it'll put you in mind as of maybe a Glock 43, a Walther PPK, but at just 16.5 ounces, it's lighter than both of those. Despite the low weight and the near full-size grip, that low weight comes in part because of the extensive lightning cuts on each side here at the front, and then the big cut out in front of your sight here up at the top here. So that really cuts down on the weight. It has a hard ionized black finish and has forward slide serrations and rear, of course. And I will say that there is you can see a lot of machining on the slide. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that. I don't think that's uncommon to most of the other TX22s that we've reviewed, but you can see a lot of machining marks in there. Definitely not a smooth, nice texture like you see on maybe a Glock or some other guns. But anyway, again, neither here nor there. The overall height is about 4.9 inches. Obviously, that's without the optic mounted. It's not necessarily pocket size, but like I said, with the full size grip here, you do keep the 13 round magazine. The single action trigger on this, ours was breaking somewhere around 4.8, 4.9, so let's just say right around 5 pounds. And overall the trigger is smooth. I mean, it breaks when you would expect, and it does have a nice reset, but I'm not a huge fan of the trigger. Like I said, it is smooth. I haven't shot it yet, so I can't really say. I'm not a trigger snob, but it just feels, there's a certain amount of slop to it. It just feels sloppy. I won't really say too much more about that until after we've had a chance to shoot this out at the range. It probably won't even matter, but there's not a whole lot of grit. It does break when you would expect it to. It does have a good amount of travel to it, but again, you get that in the G3, the G2C models and stuff like that with the double strike feature. So it's not something necessarily that you're not accustomed to seeing with Taurus. And you do have a swappable mag release here. It is not extended, but it is easily manipulated without adjusting your grip. With that Ambi Safety on here, it does come in at somewhere around 1.25 inches on the width. Again, as I mentioned, it does have the Ambi Safety. The barrel uses a suppressor adapter, a collar, I think they call it. It is 1/2 by 28 TPI. You will need a 3/8 wrench. Admittedly, I did use an adjustable wrench to remove the thread protector that was on there that's recessed inside of the slide. And then again, like I said, it does come with this adapter. Unfortunately, it does not come with a thread protector, so I just bought like a pack of thread protectors just to put on there, because I do intend to just leave this on there and not take it off, because we will be shooting this suppressed. The protector that's on there, that, like I said, the one that's recessed into the slide there, it's not finger tight. You will need, or I did anyway, and I think the other TX22 models we've had, they certainly were not finger tight. Definitely would need the wrench to take those off of there. The internals are well, what you would expect. I mean, it disassembles without tools, just like the standard TX22. With a recessed takedown latch just forward of the trigger guard here, and instead of sliding the top all the way forward like you would be accustomed on most polymer frame guns, to remove it, you just basically almost just lift it straight off. It barely comes forward at all. And unlike the rest of the TX22 series, which uses a 3-dot system, this had a fixed front and an adjustable rear, blacked out, and a white dot on the front. That's the same sight setup that you see on the G3 series. They're Glock cut. I have already, as you probably can see here, I've already taken these off, and I have put raised suppressor height sights on this, because again, out at the range, something goes wrong with your reflex, maybe your battery dies, you don't have another battery with you, you know, who knows. I just like having, I don't want the day to be over with the gun. I want to be able to see my sights through the optic. So I did put some, I think they're ×3 or 3XL Ameriglow with the blacked out serrated rear and the green dot tritium field on the front here. And I do that on any gun that has an optic that you cannot or does not have suppressor height sights, or optic ready sights as I would call it. As I mentioned earlier, the pistol does ship with two 13-round magazines. They are polymer construction, and they do have the quick loading follower here that you just pull down and load it up. As I said, they are 13. I guess for me, a big selling point, you know, is that both the suppressor and optic ready right out of the box. Something that a lot of sub 400 rimfire pistols, you know, cannot say. You know, it comes at flush mounts. I do have the Vortex Defender CCW mounted on here. I wasn't going to tell you guys that because we're going to do a separate review on that. But that is what I've mounted on here. The Holosun, the RMSC, RMS, RMSW, SMS pattern. Also, like I said, it works with the Holosun 407, 507K, and also this Defender CCW from Vortex mounted directly to this slide. And even with the optic, it's still less than 21 ounces. Again, it does not come with adapter plates or anything like that because it is flush mount, optic ready. And yeah, like I said, we haven't got to shoot this yet, and Trey and I hope to get this to the range real soon. Just kind of wanted to go over some of the aesthetics. It does have very nice texturing on the grip, as you have become to expect with the other TX22 models. Nice undercut under the grip here. Feels very fabulous in the hand. Like, can't say enough about how well it feels in the hand. Again, just like the other TX22 models. Does have a single slot pick rail up front here. I don't know if you wanted to add a laser, whatever else you might want to hang on there. Does have a very large squared off trigger guard. It is not serrated in the front of the trigger guard there. And I believe I already mentioned the Ambi Safety here. Other than that, there's really nothing else on it that is Ambi. And the only, I guess, beef that I have about it, because you know, you can go out and buy like a Walther P22. Some people have had problems with those. Ours was flawless, and it is about the same price as this one. Of course, it's not optic ready, but there are some versions that, you know, like I said, I got this out the door around, I think I paid cash out the door around $315, $320, something like that. You may or may not be able to pick it up less than that. I think the MSRP on this is $399, but you may get it, you know, $299 or maybe even less than that, who knows. But so I'm not going to gripe too much about the fact that it doesn't come with a thread protector and that you can see machining marks in the slide. For me, it's just going to be a fun gun at the range. As long as it functions, I'm okay with that. I'll have no beef or grief about it. And again, there's not a whole lot in the box. You do have the speed loader and 2 magazines, and you do have, like I said, it does come with the collar here, for the threaded barrel. So, and then of course, you know, if you wanted to take it off, you could easily just take it off and put your thread protector back on there, and you wouldn't even know that it was suppressor ready. Anyway, again, I know this was quick, dirty, if you will. We're just trying to get this up out in front of the range video just to tell you a little bit about it. Try to maybe put the two of them up relatively close to one another so that you guys can, you know, watch this tabletop and hear about a few of the you know, the basics, if you will, and what our thoughts are about the gun. I will say this: if it shoots as good as the other TX22 models we've had the competition, and we've had the standard TX22. I think Trey still has that. Just an absolute blast to shoot at the range. More fun than any other small frame um, semi-automatic 22 that I've ever shot. We absolutely love the TX22, and I can't imagine this one will be any different. Stay tuned for the review on the Vortex Defender here, CCW. First one I've ever had. Haven't even got to use it yet, but we are going to do like a little tabletop on it. Again, we thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Your support's the only way we can continue to keep doing this, and we appreciate those that support us. Make sure you comment, let us know maybe something we said wrong, something we didn't say, maybe a question you have. We can answer any questions that you have. If we don't know, we'll certainly find out. Again, thanks so much for watching today, guys. Be blessed.